Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Q&A video where I'm going to be answering some of your questions. I do realize in the last video I said I'd be answering all of your questions, but unfortunately, there were a lot more than I anticipated. So I'm going to answer the most pertinent ones, and I don't think you guys are going to be disappointed because I'm going to be giving up a lot of info. A lot of info I don't need to give up, such as my name, my date of birth, my social security number. Okay, I'm not going to go that deep, but I got 16 pages here. 16 fucking... You notice that I've done a lot of circling. 16 fucking pages, like, oh my gosh. I think it might be more than 16 pages, actually. It's a lot of pages, top to bottom, top to bottom. So, I'm going to go over some funny ones, some normal ones, and we're just going to sort of cut it together so that it's a little bit more cohesive, and hopefully you guys feel satisfied by the time that it's all done. If your Uncle Jack helped you off a horse, would you help your Uncle Jack off a horse? How long do you plan on doing YouTube, and can you put on that green suit and dance around for us like the whore you are? I plan on doing YouTube until I'm buried in the ground, and sure. So obviously I'm not going to be able to get through all these questions, so I'm hoping that this at least makes up for it a little bit. What is your real name? Ian. Just Ian. I know it would be nice if there was more to it. Nothing more to it. It's not like Michael Ian Black. It's just Ian. And, yeah, I know you're probably a little disappointed. Maybe that's what the I in iDubb stands for. Yeah, right. No, I stands for I. Me. I. Because I dub over videos online. Okay, iDubbbz. Fuck. How old are you, and why did you start YouTube? 23, because I had nothing better to do. If you could do a collab video with any other YouTuber, who would it be and why? Excellent question. I'm glad you asked. I'd do it with probably the NL crew. I think Northern Line is a pretty cool guy. I like their jokes. They seem to know how to cut loose a little bit, and it'd be a cool crew to hang out with. If you could be anything you wanted to be, what would it be, iDubbbz? A titty bear. What is some advice to a fellow new gaming YouTuber to encourage them when they're starting off, and the best way to be consistent when making and uploading without being confined to a schedule? You're always going to have to deal with a schedule. I don't have any sage wisdom. I guess my only piece of advice is to set your sights and your hopes really low, and don't expect a lot of views because you're not going to get them. It's not going to happen. You know, you might see a really slow growth and you might say to yourself, oh, at this rate, I'm going to go nowhere. That's how it is. You got to do new things. You got to do different things. You got to get out of your comfort zone. It's the only way that you're going to grow. So that would be my only encouraging statement. You know, I would say the motivational speaker you might want to look for on YouTube is Eric Thomas. He gives a lot of motivational speeches. I'll occasionally watch one of those when I'm feeling a little unmotivated. So there you go. Do you play an instrument or have any other talent outside of what you do on your channel? No, I really don't. I have some hobbies, but I really don't have any talents, to be honest. I hike, bike, swim, and do a lot of outdoor activity, but unfortunately, not too much in the way of talents. I will say, though, that I do know how to juggle, and I will demonstrate that now. Okay, so I have a 6-ball set. I planned on, learning up to 6 balls, but I just haven't really spent the time with it yet. But I'm just gonna do a basic little 3-ball thing. I'm gonna move my mic for a moment. It's slightly harder to juggle when you're sitting down, so I will point that out. Alright, here we go. I know you can't see my hands, but that's that. It's a little rainbow thing. And I could do Mill's Mess as well. Let me show you that. I have to sort of start it that way. It's actually more exciting if you see my hands. I don't want to break things, so that's all you're going to get. iDubbbz, have you ever tried to develop a game before? If so, how did it turn out? Yes, it is called Think or Swim. It's a game I made in 24 hours, and it is on my website, iDubbbz.com/projects. Big thanks to Haida, who made the Mac version of Think or Swim. Give me an estimation of when you think Overgrowth will be finished. April 23rd, 2026. I'm not sure if you've already talked about this, but what are your PC specs? My PC specs are all located on iDubbbz.com/FAQ. You'll find links to all the products that I use in my computer. That includes my mic, I think my monitors even, everything. I think everything. The most important things. If I don't include anything on there, it's because it's not that important. Mr. iDubbbz, will you fund my game, please? Yes, of course, I will totally fund your game in a hot minute. If you could fuck one celebrity, period, I'd probably say Christina Hendricks or Jessica Alba. Sort of a toss-up. One or the other, or both. I would take both if that's an option. Or their, love child. What should they add to Overgrowth to make it extremely epic? To be a candidate of one of the best games of all time, please name at least 5 things. Alright, so I'm going to go through the 5 things I have written, and I'm just going to sort of read it. Implement combos and parkour-related attacks. Implement special moves and sneak attacks. Add more diversity to the arena experience. Remove any traces of Overgrowth being a Lugaru clone. Make sure the story is fleshed out and not fucking boring like Lugaru. Make sure there's a variety of levels so that they don't become boring. So add maybe some races in between some standard combat levels. Add some arenas in between. So, you have plenty of room for diversity. You could add some parkour levels. All sorts of stuff they could do to make it less monotonous than it might otherwise would be. Escort challenges, that could be another thing. You got to escort, a character across the map. Anything to keep it from being Lugaru 2. Do you have a girlfriend? Does a whale shit in the woods? That's my fancy way of saying no, I don't. I have added you on Steam. Why have you not responded? Because I have 100+ invites on Steam, and I did invite people for a while, or I accepted their invites, but a few people just flatly ruined it for me, so I can't accept invites anymore. What happened was, I'd accept someone, play a game, start recording, I get a message, "Hey iDubbbz, you recording? Hey iDubbbz. Okay, I think you're recording. I'll leave now. Hey iDubbbz, you still recording? Still recording?" So that gives you a pretty good idea of the sort of shit that I don't want to happen. Where do you get your games from? Humblebundle.com. That's the only place to get games from unless Steam is having a sale. Who was the most inspiring person in YouTube to you? As much as I'll probably get some hate for this, PewDiePie. The reason PewDiePie is inspiring is because he, from what I could tell, is just a pretty average dude, and he has grown to the most massive scale you could possibly imagine. I think he's probably nearing 30 million bros, and that is a shit ton. That is more than many networks, So that's really surprising, and it's inspiring. Love him or hate him, it's inspiring. How do you find all of these underground games that most people never heard of? A few different ways. I will browse forums, subforums, and Reddit. That's a good way to find out about new projects. Kickstarter's obviously a good way, but, that's obviously a good way to also find out about shitty games. And then connecting with people on Twitter a little bit. You can, network with people. People post about their new games they're working on. So that's, I think, a good way. What is your favorite porno movie? That's a good question. I don't really partake in porno movies, just short clips all over the internet. But I will say, if I had to pick one, it would be one called, I don't know what its official title is, but if you Google Italian Girl in an Alley, you will be pleased. Well, I hope you'd be pleased, because it's sort of a grungy, almost like it was filmed on a VHS tape, and the girl's pretty attractive. It's a bit of a gangbang, but it's pretty good, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. Favorite moment so far in the progress of your channel? There's no one favorite moment, but I will name a couple. One is when I realized that you guys really enjoy Kickstarter crap. It's very different from the other stuff I do on my channel, which I think is cool. I think it's a good thing, and I'm glad that it was, you guys like it. The other cool thing was when my 7-day FPS compilation video was featured on Kotaku, Gamasutra, and Polygon. That was really cool, and it felt like it legitimized me to a certain extent. So, cool moments. Do you even swag, bro? No, I don't swag. I don't know what swag is. What is the swag? Is it some sort of juicy drink? Oh, I love juicy drinks. Do you have a swag in a little box for me to drink from? Oh, swag brand juicy drink. Here, give it to your friend, give it to your family. Have a good time, little bow. Are you an Arab? I'm not an Arab, but thank you for asking. What was the first milestone you set for yourself as you began YouTube? I'm going to let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. I don't set standard milestones like 5,000, 10,000, 50,000. My milestones that I actually look at when I'm not talking to you guys are what other people have. So I'll look at another YouTuber that is doing better than me, and I'll say, you know what? I got to get to their level. I got to get to their level, so, they have 100,000 subs. I'm going to get to their level. So that's what I'll do. I'll do my best to sort of compete with them. I won't message them and say, you're done, fucker. I'll just sort of myself just look at it every once in a while and compare and be like, all right, this is working, And in a lot of cases, I've taken some advice from what other people are doing, and I think I learn a lot more that way. So that's something that I do. You are ugly. That isn't a question. If you could rap like Notorious B.I.G., would you make some hella dank raps? Absolutely. I would rap up and down the streets, but I would keep it clean. I wouldn't say nigga. I wouldn't say niggas. I wouldn't say my niggas. I would say my fellow black Americans. How long does it usually take to record and edit a video? That depends. If I'm just recording with no breaks and it's just overgrowth showing you a new weapon or something, that's going to be a clean, maybe 20 minutes to record the video, maybe, I don't know, let's say 10 minutes to edit, and then it's got some rendering time and some uploading time, so by the time it's done, it's maybe around an hour. But if it's something like Intruder, where I have to sort of watch it, cut it up, watch it again, cut it up, rearrange it, render it, upload it, that can take upwards of 2 and 3 hours. So that's a little bit exhausting, but it is fun. What are your future plans for this channel? Anything you are really excited about? There's nothing in particular that I'm excited about. I plan on doing more things, more funny things, and I really am never quite sure when that's going to happen, because I know that I just need to step out of my comfort zone, do something funny, do something different, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. Usually I'll upload it if it's funny. If it's not going anywhere but down the trash can. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope some good questions were answered here. Still a lot more, and I might even do a part 2 on this if I have some time. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iDubbbzTV, and remember to tune in next time when I wank off my why not. That's a Pokemon.